radio is still looking good as well. From Alakpere end, connecting Yanawuru, linking up with the 3rd Milan Bridge. But things begin to slow down by the time you approach Ilaje and Unilag Waterfront. Nothing unusual. It's just high influx navigating through the 3rd Milan Bridge. That is what is responsible. We'll be serving you more helpings as they come in from time to time. All right, so the program this morning is going to be in 3 dimensions, I did tell you. So the second leg this morning, we're looking at strategies for sustainable development. Lagos Leadership Summit 2025 in view. And joining me in the studios this morning, I have Temitokwe Omo-Kalen, who is our project lead for the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, Tokwe.
Good morning. It's lovely being here.
Good. Let me get your surname properly. So how's it pronounced?
Omo-Kalen.
Omo-Kalen. Yeah. Wow, it sounds foreign actually. So are you from Ireland or somewhere?
No. I'm a Yoruba girl married to an Edo man.
Oh, what a
So I'm a typical Nigerian.
Typical Nigerian. All right, you're just like me too. All right. So you're welcome to Talkware. Let's talk about the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. For those who might not know what you guys do, talk to us. What's your mandate?
The Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy is an initiative of Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. And our one goal is to raise change-oriented young Nigerians. That is the one mandate we have at the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. And we do it in multiple folds.
Right.
So we have a fellowship component. I don't know how long you want me to speak about Latif.
No, just go on.
All right.
When I'm satisfied, I will let you know.
Thank you. So we have the fellowship component. And in that, we take 30 young Nigerians, and I'm deliberate about using young Nigerians.
Right.
Even though it's the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy, it's not just for Lagosians.
So it's just for young Nigerians here?
Young Nigerians.
What age category?
25 to 35. That's the fellowship component of the academy, age 25 to 35.
So you're excluding somebody like me who's 36 now.
We're 36 now. Well, right now, that is the age range, and it's actually very deliberate that we chose that age range, because if you do a survey, you'll see that is the phase a lot of young people are trying to make decisions on the journey of life.
Right.
They're trying to choose the path to go, and we feel if we intercept that to bring the conversation of leadership to their consciousness, then perhaps we might begin to see a massive change, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole.
How far have you gone with this? I mean, you said 30 young Nigerians. Is that all you got to be able to impact? So far, so good.
No. So that's why I said that's one component. So we started operations last year. We're in our 2nd year of operation. So we have the 2nd cohort with us. But we noticed something very, very important. I mean, when the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy was born, it was a desire to solve a leadership problem. And you will agree with me that 30 is a small number in the population we have in this nation.
Right.
And so we decided to distill the curriculum of the academy to convert it into a summit. And that's how the Lagos Leadership Summit was also born. So that even though we have rigorous training for 30 young Nigerians for a full year, so it's a residential paid fellowship, even though we have that for 30 young Nigerians, we feel like distilling the curriculum and opening it up to thousands of young people across the nation, across the continent, would even go farther. And so the Lagos Leadership Academy is dealing with that. Last year, we had over 5,000 young people in conversations with us. This year, the numbers, top the roof.
Right. Okay, so you're going to be having the Leadership Summit. It's coming up shortly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and when is that?
April 16 and 17.
Which is 2 days from now.
Exactly.
All right, so where is it holding?
It's holding at the Life Sport Entertainment, that's Lekki, number 4, Obaile Gushi Road. And we're expecting, I mean, guys, if you've not registered, I can tell you that the physical registration is closed. Apologies, but the virtual registration is
very much
open, very open.
So let's talk about that. So what's the criteria for someone to participate in the Leadership Summit, which is coming up on Wednesday?
So you just have to want to be a transformative leader. That's all.
That's all.
That's the entire criteria. You want to be a transformative leader.
And must I be within that age bracket?
No, now. So that's why I said that. Even though our 30 young Nigerians, the fellowship component is very exclusive.
Right.
The summit is not exclusive. Yes, we want young people to still be part of the conversation, but we are also open to an intergenerational dialogue, so that even though young people are still focus areas, we want to glean wisdom from the old and innovation from the young and just bring that merger. And that's what the Lagos Leadership Summit is.
All right, so the leadership for this year is what, 2.0?
Yep. No. So we call it LLS 2025.
2025.
Yes.
All right. So what are we expecting? I mean, let's look at the meals or the kind of leadership meals that you're going to be serving us during this event.
So if you like jollof rice, just know that this meal we are bringing in LLS, the very first round table, we nickname it in the office the Monarch Round Table.
Wow.
And so we are bringing monarchs to the table, to this conversation.
Monarchs?
Yes.
As leaders, right?
Yes. The thing is transformative leadership, developing responsive, adaptive, and inclusive models. And every time we have this conversation of leadership, we are either always speaking about the politicians or the C-suites, executives in the private sector, but nobody is talking about the monarchs. These are people who are not tenured. They see governments rise and fall. And the interesting thing about this thing is, if you check well, these monarchs, they kind of live long ago.
They do, yes.
So they see literally governments come and go. So they are custodians of these things.
So which of the monarchs are you bringing to the table?
So we have the Olu of Warri coming.
All the way?
Oh, yes.
He's a young man indeed, actually.
We have the Oni of Ife.
Another
coming.
young man too.
We have the Emir of Zazao coming.
Okay.
And we have
I don't know his age. So I wouldn't see you to talk on that.
I don't know. We are all young now.
Okay.
Then we have the Obaoniru coming in as well.
Oh.
And that session will be moderated by a prince. So it is strictly a royalty conversation.
Wow.
We are bringing the monarchs to the table to have this conversation.
And this conversation, I hope it's not going to be dwelling on the role of traditional rulers in governance. Or what's it going to be looking like?
Okay. So we want the youth to see the role the monarchs play, and we want the monarchs to see the role they can also play in youth development. So it's a merger of these two things. So we went to the Emir of Zazao's palace the other day, for an official invite. And one of the things we saw and also heard was how he's involved in dispute resolutions. Imagine the pressure that will be on the courts if that kind of institution is not built. Right? And his word is taken as law. So certain fights that should not get to the courts, that will put pressure on the judiciary, is being taken off so that more legal battles can be fought in the court, while home and other disputes can be solved by the monarchy.
All right, so that's going to be the first, the monarch round table.
That's just the first.
Right, which other round table are we talking about?
There's another one we nicknamed the all-female round table, and it's themed breaking the concrete ceiling.
One day.
Yes, so my brother, honestly, we're always saying the glass ceiling.
Right.
My brother, if it is truly glass, we should have shattered this thing a long time ago.
That's very true.
We were here when we were celebrating Mrs. Ibukwan Woshika. Oh, the first chairman in the bank.
Right.
We've celebrated a lot of women breaking ceilings, but if it is glass, this thing supposed don't break tating.
Yeah.
But it is concrete. So we must break and break.
So you want to break the concrete political wall that we have in Nigeria.
We're not even talking. This is way beyond politics.
Okay.
Leadership is bigger than politics. Politics is just one component of leadership.
Right. So all female. So who are those that will be on the round table?
So we have women like Mrs. Temilola Adekpetun. She's like the Dangote of school uniforms. We have women like Shafi Bello there.
Okay.
We have the Olori Atuache, the Queen Consort of the Warri Kingdom.
Right.
Yeah. We have who's the fourth? That has escaped my mind.
Okay.
Now.
All right. But it's
going to be moderated by a male, and that's also deliberate.
Why is that so?
Very, very deliberate.
I'm just looking at that strategy.
Very deliberate. Initially, we wanted it to be all female, right? But we looked at it and said, if we leave this thing as all females, men are also part of this problem.
Okay.
There is a patriarchal system in the society that somehow, when you find a woman in a male-dominated field, just hear what I said, in a what made that field male-dominated to real long? Who says it's male-dominated? So we want a man anchoring that conversation, also speaking to the fact that there's a ceiling that needs to be broken, and we're going to do it either male or female.
Okay,
yes.
All right. I love the boldness. But
yes, the first person, Dr. Owen Omogiafo.
Okay,
yes.
Great. So any other round table for these 2 days?
Number 3 round table is we nicknamed it the public sector round table. And it's deliberate we're bringing that conversation. Don't forget, it's transformative leadership that we're looking at. And we're doing that because we brought in public sector gurus like the head of service, Lagos State, the permanent secretary for Ministry of Establishments and Training,
the
DG of Smeden.
We're
bringing people like that because my brother, between me and you, I'm very sure you have heard. If you look for a job around and you don't find a job, just go and apply in the civil service and stay there. Whether you come or not, you get paid. I'm sure you've had that. And there are many people who have had that. But that's a narrative we want to change.
Okay.
I, for one, am someone...
For public service, right?
Yeah. I, for one, I'm someone that said I will never do nothing in the public sector. I'm not going to work there. I'm not going to... But see me.
You're there now.
Yeah. And I had that ideology because I always felt that that's a lazy place. If you go there, you'll be redundant, and I want to be useful.
Right.
But that's not true. It's just a myth.
Okay. All right. So for those who would like to be part of this, how can they register?
Okay, so just follow us on social media. Our Instagram handle is Lagos Leadership Summit. So once you're there, you're going to be seeing all of our notifications. You know, we also have a newsletter. If you follow us on social media, you'll see the bio, everything is there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't subscribe to our newsletters, by the way. They are the ones that first get the first gist too. So before you see anything on Instagram, just know that those that are on newsletters, they it's still news.
There's a message here that says, good morning.
All right.
This leadership summit, will any major policy decisions be influenced by it?
Oh, yes.
You didn't put your name, by the way, but thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for that question. So one of the things we are doing differently this year is that we want to release a policy paper from the outcomes of these conversations.
Oh.
So a very interesting part of the summit that will be happening, we call it the policy breakout rooms. And that's going to be towards the end of the of day one, for example.
Right.
We're going to be breaking the people in the hall into policy breakout rooms by themselves. They're going to discuss the wicked problems befalling our nation.
Right.
By themselves, they are going to proffer solutions.
Okay.
Our rapporteurs are going to be there taking documentations. All of the solutions are going to be put together, cleaned up, and presented as a policy paper.
Another one here says, good morning, Traffic Radio. How can regular citizens engage with the summit? Sukomi is sending this one in. Sukomi, thank you so much.
I'm a regular citizen too now, and I'm engaged in the summit. Everybody, like I said, the easiest, so I don't want to give multiple links. That's why I'm just sticking to Instagram at Lagos Leadership Summit. You're going to see the detail on how to register.
All right.
Like I said, physical is closed, but virtual is very, very much open.
Another message here says, good morning, Tebitokwe. What qualities define a sustainable-minded leader? Sandra is sending this one in from Beja. Sandra, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sandra. For me, I think self-leadership is the beginning of any form of leadership. A misconception we all have is that leadership begins when you have a title or you are placed in a role or something. No, I believe self-leadership is you. It begins with you. Okay, we all went to the university now, we all went to tertiary education or even boarding school. When we go there and we're going to school with our provisions, there's a way you take your Milo. But when your friend gives you the Milo to take from their own Milo, you take 4 spoons.
Can you imagine?
When you are taking your own, you take half spoon and put plenty water. That it begins from you. So how well do you handle other people's property?
Right. Okay, lots to really chew on. Another message here says, good morning and happy new week. Please, I want to know, how is the Academy preparing youths for national leadership roles? Thanks. Oluwapamilerin. He sent that one. Oluwapamilerin. Thank you so much.
Oh, Pamilerin. Okay, let me even gist you. I am an alumna of the fellowship.
You mean it?
Oh, yeah.
You attended the fellowship?
Yeah. I'm a pioneer cohort of the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. And
So
I can tell you that, thank you. And now I work with the Academy, right? So apart from myself, I have some colleagues. We were all 30. There's someone who is currently the Senior Special Assistant to Mr. Governor on administration. There's someone that we have about 3, 4, 5 people who are technical assistants to EXCO members.
Right.
Yeah. So we have someone who, at the end of the fellowship, Mr. Governor gives us recommendation letters to where we want to go.
Which is very good.
So we have people who have taken their recommendation letters to the governors of their states, have had sit down with the governors of their states, and are about to join the government of their state to begin to duplicate this.
Let's run this off right now. It's nice having you in the building, to be talking, by the way. But in parting, what's your message to youths and to others out there, especially on the 2025 Leadership Summit that is coming up this Wednesday and Thursday?
My message to you all is very simple. Leadership begins with each and every one of us. We can't all sit down in our homes and say that it's those in government that are making the decisions, they are the bad people, they are the this. We all are leaders in our own right. And in joining this conversation, you're lending a voice to this conversation on transformative leadership. So I hope to see you there.
All right. It's nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Well, next time, be ready to include a 36-year-old man like me.
We'll talk about it now.
All right, then. So I have been speaking with Temitokwe Omwa-Kallen, who is a project lead for Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. And this morning we'll be talking about leadership sustainability from the Leadership Summit that is coming up shortly. Temitokwe Akiyemi, also in the building as well, who is the Public Affairs Officer for the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy. A brief break. When we return, we touch down on our health again, but this time around, we're looking at cancers, especially advocacy for head and neck cancers. I'm sure you've not heard about it before, but we'll talk about that shortly.
Many children are suffering, many molested. Victor Oteri to child abuse. Many children are crying, they want to care. We need your love.
We all have habits we know are against the rules, but sometimes we ignore them. For instance, you see the red lights, you know what it means, yet you rush through. Running a red light isn't just a risk, it's a potential tragedy. And what about texting while driving? Just 1 second of distraction can change a life forever. Then, speeding through signals, you're not saving time, you are causing disaster. But here's the truth. Every driver has a choice. Slow down, stay alert, follow the signals, because no destination is worth more than a life. Drive smart, stay safe, arrive alive. This message is brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Madam, you don't do like this. You don't do like this.
Gaga, how are you? I beg, check all the tire well. I need to get to Ibadan quickly.
Azusia, madam. You don't now. Come, sharply. Madam, she's been Azusia make a pop 40 orang. Tire for back, that's 22. 425. So make I get up to 40.
Yes, so not 40 around. No cheat me, oh. Make I no go here say my tire go down for road. You know I'm traveling. Hurry before traffic holds.
That's the mark. Now,
Organizer, don't do them like that now. My motor paper, show you sabi say they risky to allow organizer to pump your tire without the right specification. To sabi approved tire specification, tire size, and pressure for your motor. Join with the kind weight where your motor supposed carry. Make you run, go check your driver's door B pillar where they close to the seat belt. For that sticker, you go see them there. Or for the door of your fuel for some other motors them. Even for the boots for driver's side or inside your owner's manual. No overgauge your tire. Remember, say it's the joint to make tire expand when they use them for road. Another one called they make tire to blow out when you don't overgauge them already. My paper, make you no buy to combo tire. Original, now original anytime. Life no get duplicates. This message are from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving you forward even as they move Lagos forward. Joy.
Tony Adebola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
See as this one they were cut to cross road like saying our papa then make road for. See, come on for road, Joe.
I beg, let her pass, oh please.
Madam, if you like say they enjoy this ride.
No. I booked your taxi company because I felt you guys should know better. Can't you see that lady you almost hit was on the zebra crossing? No, you should know better, my friend.
Madam, know what? This is Lagos, where the busy city. See, when you are on the road, you don't run, you race.
No, being in Lagos doesn't mean law and order shouldn't be maintained at the highest order. Haba, this is a smart city and I expected much from you. At least, you bragged of driving for ages. You should know it's an offense punishable by law to run over a pedestrian while on the zebra crossing.
Now to carry better patience when person they drive now be that.
Dear Lagosians, let's be civil on the roads and do not forget the rules of driving while in motion. Don't be caught on the wrong side of the law. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Still trying to see if we can connect with my guest to talk about oral, neck, and head cancers, which I understand this is the month, especially in terms of awareness and in terms of advocacy. All right, but in between time, let me see if we can still get back to the roads. I understand there's an overnight impediment of a 40-foot container laden truck having tractor tire problem. This is on the main carriageway at Ediroko inwards Maryland. Traffic managers on ground monitoring and managing the traffic while efforts on for its recovery. So take note of that. Ediroko inwards Maryland, you have that. Okay, the update now says it's now off the road. So it's much better navigating through that corridor as well. Let me see, do we have more? All right, the upper end, we did tell you that there was an impediment there earlier on, but that has been effectively tackled, so it's no much of a worry right now. Earlier reported impediment parked on the service lane. Okay, we'll touch down on that one as well. But those of you making that journey to the island are still on stand, is still good. Making use of the Third Milan Bridge, even though you have it slow around Elijah towards Unilag waterfront. Slow and steady, that's the name of the game. But of course, we're tracking it and following that from time to time as well. Containerized Mark truck loaded with another Mark truck laden with plywood had a head-on collision. This is at Etisalat towards Eleganza. That's within the Apapa corridor. That's due to the bad portion of the road there. So at Eleganza, we have that. And I understand owners, they were working on it earlier on. I hope that has been effectively taken care of. All right. But let's take you through the really end. I understand movement is very calm from the top of Ikomu Bridge down to Donyi. Still good, especially at the diversion point. There's good movement as well from Donyi bus stop towards Orile bus stop, and Oduade Koka is good. Sura Laba as well, not bad at all. Kostaris down to Oshodia Papa Expressway, all looking good. Return journey from Signal Barracks heading towards Sura Laba is good. Proceeding to Orile bus stop, White Sand, Ikomu Bridge down to areas like Costain is also looking good. Echo Bridge descending towards Ijora Lokpa, talking about the turning point there, as well as Loma looking pretty good. Loma and environs not bad at all. Ijora Lokpa turning point down to Ecomog, that's the Ecomog terminal towards Sifax is also looking good. Ijora 7 up down to Iveco, good too, heading towards Ikomu Bridge. Likewise for Ikomu underneath the bridge, it's looking good. From there to Costain bus stop, not bad at all. And all through that corridor, I understand that the impediment is very, very negative as we speak right now. So no major worries driving through that end. Lekki Aja N2, movement from Jubilee Bridge inwards Ilaje is slow due to pedestrian crossing at Ilaje coupled with commercial activities. And then from Ilaje proceeding towards VGC is good for now, up to the second toll gate. And then second toll gate down to Chevron, slightly busy. This is due to traffic signal light at Chevron. We can tell you Chevron down to Igbo F1, busy up to Jakonde roundabout, proceeding towards Chisco and Ikate. Movement from Ikate towards Marwa is good, but approaching Marwa Junction, a bit slow due to traffic signal light at Marwa. But after that point, it looks pretty good all the way to Lekki. Return journey is also good, proceeding through, no impediments recorded, and most of the areas there still very, very good drive, even as we speak right now.
correct country paper. Government they spend correct taxpayers' money to fill big pedestrian bridges when full the whole of Lagos. But how many would agree to use now? Remember, say life no get duplicate. So make you decide today to use one pedestrian bridge if you want cross express road. Come remember, say those places when over get pedestrian bridges, government go still provide when we use the one where we don't get for Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We they tell you now say make you they use pedestrian bridge anytime you need to cross that express road.
Really nice. I take it on Arabam. You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long, stay strong.
Prioritize our health in this time, all right, at times like this. And this morning we're hoping to really sink our teeth into the conversation around head and neck cancers. But of course, unfortunately, not able to connect with my guest this morning, and we'll definitely touch down on that some other time. All right, so we've been talking about the fact that if you have any infractions on the road, there are ways you can always connect with the Ministry of Transportation. And on this program, we'll be doing that severally, right? We did say that if you have any issues on the road that more or less needs further clarification or perhaps needs the intervention of the ministry, you can always reach out to them. 090 2000 4000. That's 090 2000 4000 or 090 2000 9000. Right? The reason is that, of course, I know that the ministry has been able to intervene, especially as relates to some unscrupulous persons who, some of them carrying out enforcement, which they're not supposed to do. Some of them trying to extort motorists on the road. That is something that the government frowns at, and they've been doing everything possible just to ensure that if you find yourself in this kind of situation, always reach out, okay? Reach out to the ministry, and somebody will always be there to come to your rescue. Or there are instances where you do not really understand the workings of certain things. Now, at times like this, we're having technology playing a major role in terms of enforcement, and some of you have been talking about the speed limiters in Lagos. We've told you about certain locations where you have those cameras that they could capture you if you're over speeding. Alakbare is one. If you're heading towards the Third Milan Bridge, speed limit at Alakbare is 60 kilometers per hour. And if you're making the return journey from the Third Milan Bridge at Alakpore corridor, there are speed limiters there too, and the limit there is 80 kilometers per hour. All right. You've heard of the speed limiters around Bank Anthony Way, where we have 60 kilometers per hour in those locations. And we're saying if you drive through those corridors beyond those speed limits, you're going to be captured, right? The cameras will capture you, and then a fine will be sent to you. But of course, at the back end, like we do say, you can always go out there to contest it if you feel that you were wrongly picked up by the cameras, right? You can always go right there to contest it as well, all right? Or perhaps you can give a call, put a call through 090-2000-4000 or 090-2000-9000, and of course somebody will always be there to pick that up and help you out in this kind of circumstance. All right, we have to go this morning. The program has been produced by Mike James. I say a big thank you to him, and also in the building as well, Kausara Bakri and Rashid Husseini. Maximum shout out going out to Okwemi Shoduke of our social media unit. Same for Deborah Bolodioku. Our executive producer is Tayo Hakonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day. I'm out.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind. Oh, she's hot but a psycho, so left but she's right though. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind. She'll make you curse, but see a blessing. She'll rip your shirt, within a second you'll be coming back for second. With your play, you just can't help it. No.
Lagos Deputy Governor calls for overhaul of secondary school curriculum to shape future leaders. Federal government disburses over 700 billion naira for Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano road completion. On the foreign scene, President Zelensky urges Donald Trump to visit Ukraine ahead of deal with Russia. And in sport, Flying Eagles to face Tunisia, Kenya, Morocco in 2025 Under-20 AFCON. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat says the government must redesign the curriculum, environment and expectations of secondary education for Nigeria to prepare leaders who can navigate the future. Hamzat said this at the 80th anniversary of Olivet Baptist High School, Oyo, with the theme Inspiring the Future, held at the school hall. The Deputy Governor stated that Nigerians need to rethink, reimagine and reinvest in basic education. According to him, secondary education is not merely a transitional phase in the educational journey, but rather the training ground of leadership, which is a vital stage where minds are molded, characters are sculpted, and visions birthed. Hamzat urged private sectors, development partners, civil society organizations, alumni bodies, and community leaders to align with a vision for a truly future-focused secondary education system, adding that education must become the new national security in the country and classrooms must be the new chamber of leadership formation. The Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has commenced the first harvest of the year at its Avia farm in Badagry. The milestone achievement underscores the ministry's commitment to empowering women through sustainable agriculture and promoting food security across the state. The Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation's agriculture project has provided men and women with demonstration plots and comprehensive training in cultivating cassava, plantain, and vegetables, among others. Under the guidance of experienced trainers, participants have gained hands-on experience in both farming and processing techniques, including transforming harvested cassava into gari. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Bolaji Dada, commended the trainees for their dedication and commitment. The Director, Poverty Alleviation Department at WAPA, Toyi Salami, highlighted the strategic importance of the Avia Farm initiative, noting that the program aligns with the Lagos State government's broader objectives of achieving self-sufficiency and enhancing food security. The Lagos State Education District 4 has hosted a memorable retirement reception in honor of its former Tutor General and Permanent Secretary, Anike Adekoye, at the district headquarters, Sabo Yaba. The event was graced by dignitaries, educators, union leaders, and well-wishers, all gathered to celebrate the outstanding career and legacy of a woman widely regarded as one of the most transformative figures in Lagos State education sector. In his keynote address, the current Tutor General, Permanent Secretary of Education District 4, Olusegun Oshinaike, described Adekoye as a pragmatic administrator, a visionary leader, and a mother to many. He said that she is a leader among leaders whose name must be mentioned in any history of transformational leadership in the education system in Lagos State. Oshinaike noted that Adekoye brought structure, innovation, and purpose to the district while raising academic standards and promoting student excellence, adding that her mentorship inspired many to rise above limitations, leaving behind a trail of excellence that continues to guide many. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has earmarked a total sum of 777 billion naira to complete the ongoing reconstruction of the 700-kilometer Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano road. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony, Minister of Works David Umahi stated that the 777 billion naira allocation would be used to complete the remaining 282 kilometers of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria Road project. Mahi assured that the project, which is a concrete reinforcement pavement, will be delivered in record time, describing it as a vital artery for the people of northern Nigeria. He commended the Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani for his efforts in the project, noting that it would reduce the rate of accidents and heavy traffic when completed. It will be recalled that the contract for the road was awarded in 2018 and was supposed to cost less than 155.7 billion naira, with a 36 months completion date. The federal government is set to begin a nationwide flood awareness campaign in May 2025 to educate and sensitize Nigerians on the risks and safety measures related to flooding. This was announced by the Deputy Director of the Department of Flood, Erosion Control and Coastal Management at the Federal Ministry of Environment, Kunle Awojemila. Awojemila emphasized that flooding remains one of Nigeria's most devastating natural disasters, warning that climate change continues to increase both the frequency and severity of flood events. He added that coastal and riverine states such as Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Lagos, Ogun, Rivers, and Ondo are likely to experience flooding due to rising sea levels and tidal surges. The federal government had revealed that approximately 1,249 communities across 176 local government areas in 30 states and the Federal Capital Territory are expected to experience significant flooding between April and November this year. Now to foreign news. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky has invited United States President Donald Trump to visit his country ahead of any deal with Russia to end the war. Zelensky pleaded for Trump's visit to come see his people, civilians, warriors, hospitals, churches, children destroyed before any kind or form of negotiations. President Trump described Russia's recent attack on Ukraine as a horrible thing, while Germany's Chancellor-in-Waiting, Friedrich Merz, accused Russia of committing a war crime. The attack comes as the U.S., Ukraine's strongest military ally, has been pursuing an end to the war, now in its fourth year, through negotiation under Trump. Now, sports. Nigeria has been drawn in Group B of the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations, facing Tunisia, Kenya, and Morocco. The draw was held at the Confederation of African Football headquarters. The Flying Eagles, led by coach Aliyu Zubairu, will kick off their campaign against Tunisia on Monday, April 28. Hosts Egypt, South Africa, Sierra Leone, Zambia, and Tanzania are in Group A. Meanwhile, Egypt will play South Africa in the opening match on Sunday, April 27. Reigning champion Senegal is in Group C alongside the Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ghana. The top 4 teams from the tournament will qualify for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup set to take place in Chile later this year. And that ends the news at 10. Just before we go, always obey road signs and traffic lights. You can follow us on like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch your news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 500 unemployed youths in soft skills and job interview program? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat has called on government to redesign the curriculum, environment and expectations of secondary education for Nigeria to prepare leaders who can navigate the future. The federal government has earmarked a total sum of 777 billion naira to complete the ongoing reconstruction of the 700-kilometer Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano road. Also told you that Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky has invited United States President Donald Trump to visit his country ahead of any deal with Russia to end the war. And in sport, Nigeria has been drawn in Group B of the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations, facing Tunisia, Kenya, and Morocco. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is news broadcast compiled by Mojid Ololade. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.